Hi, friends. This is Alejandro Miranda. Uh, Here is with us our dear friend Lefford Fate, who is one of our speakers for Create a Magnificent Life, Improving Your Inner Self. This great life-changing event we're having in Jaramara and Sayulita, Nayarit, Mexico. Lefford, how are you? It's really amazing to have you here now.
Oh, I am great. And I'm glad to be here and excited about the time we get to spend together in Mexico here in September. I am extremely excited about that.
Lefford, talking about that, who is Lefford Fate?
Wow. Wow. Well, Lefford Fate is a retired American airman. I spent nearly 31 years in the United States Air Force, traveled all around the world. I was what we call the top 1% of the top 1%. I was a chief master sergeant, and when I retired, I was responsible for 8,000 airmen and their families, 22 to 25,000 people that I was responsible for the morale, health, welfare, training, and their basic livelihood. But more important than all that, Ali, I'm a husband, a father, and a grandfather. Um, I love my life. I love my family. I right now as a speaker, trainer, and a coach. That's what I do with the John Maxwell, Jack Canfield, and Napoleon Hill teams. So I help people to understand their direction as a leader, as a speaker. I help motivate and inspire people so they can live their best life. Because all that stuff that I said about me, if you would have met me 30 years ago, you would have seen a totally different Lefford Fate. Somebody who I was chasing a dream, and chasing that dream caused me to lose my wife and my son because I was so focused on the brass ring, winning at work, that I lost my family.
With all that background, Lefford, and all you have been through, and learning from adversity and defeat, on all the experience that you have had that changed you forever, uh, what is your purpose now? How is your life designed, and what are you seeking in life?
Well, my purpose now, especially there are two major purposes that I have. And I know a lot of people say, a definite major purpose, but I do have a definite major purpose of helping people. But there are a couple of people that are dear to my heart. There are 200,000 military people leave their service every year in the United States. And many of those people don't know which direction they want to go in. They've served their country, they've done great things, but they're a little bit nervous and stuck. And so my purpose is to help them make a good transition and to live their best life. And I grew up what we call poor. I grew up in a lower income family back in the 60s and 70s in the United States. A black boy or a black girl didn't have the same rights and privileges as everyone. And so we grew up in a bad way. So there are young people today that are growing up in the same type of environment that I grew up in. And so I'm trying to help those people know that it's not where you start, Ali, it's where you can grow to. And that success isn't a destination, it is a journey. And that they can get on their journey right now and do things to help them be the people that they want to be as they grow up. So I'm very passionate about helping people and help change their mindset. Because if you can change your mind, if you could be transformed by the renewing of your mind, you can have any and everything that you're willing to work for. And so that is my passion.
For talking about that journey, what do you know? Which are your skills? What can you have? What do you have to share to the world?
Okay, well, wow. Ali, I've read everything from Anthony Robbins to Zig Ziglar to Napoleon Hill, all of them. I believe that as Tony Robbins said, success leaves clues. So I've studied and I've read all these principles and all these practices to make somebody successful. And not only have I read all of them, I tried to implement those things in my life. And I got to be honest, I've become quite successful in my life based on it. And because I read all those things and studied all those principles, I feel that I am uniquely qualified to help people understand the words behind the words, because anybody can pick up the book. Anybody can pick up the book and says Napoleon Hill Success Principle. There's 17 of them if I do these things. But sometimes, Ollie, it is difficult to translate the words into the walk. And so I've had the ability, because I've mentored and trained thousands of people in and out of the military, how to help people take the words and put them into practice.
With all that information, Lefford, and formation that you have, how can you add value to people? And not only that, what do you do with what you know? And how can you help us here? Why is it important to listen to you here for businessmen and women in Mexico that are really looking forward to have a change in their lives?
Well, thank you for asking that question. It's a great question. Well, I'm going to be talking about 3 overall principles. Basically, I'm going to talk to people about what is it that you want? What is it that what is your purpose? Why are you here on this earth? Because a lot of people don't aim too high and miss. They aim too low, or don't even aim at all. They don't know what they want. We're wandering and traveling through the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take people and help them figure out what they want, to dream big and to develop a plan. That is one thing. One of the keys that I know that will help anybody, doesn't matter who you are, if you can go the extra mile. And what does that mean, Ali? Going the extra mile means doing what's required and then some. It doesn't matter what it is. If you go the extra mile in your relationship, if you're married or have a significant other, if you go the extra mile there, you'll be better off. If you're a student, if you go the extra mile as a student, you'll be better. In your job, if you go the extra mile, you'll be better. In your friendships, if you go the extra mile, you'll be better. So what I know is how to help people say, what's my requirement and how to do a little bit more. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about the law of the process. Many times, Ali, you'll read a book, or you'll go to a conference, you'll go to a seminar, you'll go to training like we're going, and everybody will try to I'm going to throw away everything that I've always done. I'm going to take on this new thing. This is what I know. If it's easy to throw away what you did to do this, you'll throw away this when something else comes. This is a process, and it's not in a day, but day by day by day. If we follow these practices and principles and we get in touch with our inner selves, our mind and our spirit, if we do that, then we can start perfecting our life, right? And I'm not going to perfect your life, Ali. Ali, you're not going to perfect I'm going to perfect my life. And that's what we help people do. That's what I specialize in helping people figure out what they want, go the extra mile, and then develop a process day by day by day. They'll get a little bit better. And over time, they will walk out their dreams.
I have one final question, Lefford, very fast. And I apologize for putting myself in the middle of this story. But imagine that we are in 2008, and this is me looking to climb on the corporate ladder. My only purpose, I didn't know I needed to have a purpose, but I was looking for money, traveling the world, doing business. And I felt that I was achieving great things. But sooner or later, I realized that I was lost. I had great emptiness in my existence. And not only that, I had a lot of addictions.
Yeah.
So how could you help that Alejandro from 2008 that maybe can be present at this retreat? What can you do for that person that is only looking for success, not really knowing the real meaning of abundance, wealth, and success in their lives?
Ali, we are so similar. You'd be shocked. In 1989, I was a young man in Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, and I was doing really well at work. I had just been promoted, and I got promoted my first time up, first opportunity. And my wife at the time came up to me and she said, "Lefford, let's talk." "What, babe? How can I help you?" She said, "You're winning at work, but you're losing my love. You're winning at work, but you're losing my love." And Ollie, you know what I did? Nothing. I couldn't get what she was talking about. I'm like, I was taught as a man, I was supposed to work hard. I was supposed to pay the bills, put a roof over their house, be successful. That's what success meant to me. I didn't know anything about she needed emotional help. I didn't know that we had to communicate and talk. I just thought, I do what I do and I give you money and you should be happy. That wasn't enough. And so she took my son and she left me. And it very nearly broke me. Imagine, if you would, just like you, Ollie, everything's going good. I'm making the money. I'm going up the corporate ladder. Everybody's patting me on the back, telling me how great I am. But inside, I'm empty. I'm losing my family. And I was ashamed. I didn't want to tell anybody. I was embarrassed. And so I started doing wild and crazy things. And that made me go further and further back. I got to the point where I was starting to fail. I had already failed in a marriage, but I start failing at my job. And that's when I hit bottom. And that's when I realized I needed more than the money. I needed more than just doing the work, the robot stuff. I had to get in touch with my spiritual side. I had to get in touch with my emotional side. I had to understand who I was and whose I was. And I didn't know. So what I was able to do is, by studying and learning and reading, I started picking up those clues, going through a pathway to true significance, not just success. And so since then, I'm married, got 4 children. I've retired from the Air Force. I'm traveling the world, speaking, training. I'm helping a lot of people. And you know, Ali, I'm truly happy with my life. I have purpose, and I'm doing what I want to do for the people I want to do it for. And so that's the difference. And that's how I can help people. Because if you don't know what you want, anything will happen. And sometimes, I don't know if you've known this, you can climb up the ladder and realize when you get to the top, you're leaning against the wrong wall. And that's what I was doing. So I am going to be there to help you not only decide the ladder you're going to climb, make sure that you're climbing the right wall, and then making sure that you'll be able to say, am I going in the right direction? Is this what I truly want to do? That's what I think. That's what I believe somebody like you will pick up by coming to this retreat.
And yeah, we're not talking about that money is bad. The contrary,
Nope.
What I'm saying is that, I mean, what we should aim is balance in our lives. Of course, money is very important, but I was having a lack of other things, meanwhile looking for money. So,
right.
So this balance is what Lefford speaks about, aiming for many other treasures in life.
Yes. Yes.
Lefford, thank you so much. This is an amazing retreat we're having. This is just a taster of what we're having, and Lefford will be developing many other topics. And we are certain that this is a life-changing event. Thank you so much, Lefford.
100%. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate you. I look forward to spending time there at a beautiful location with beautiful people doing some beautiful, wonderful things. So have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
See you in Mexico.
See you in Mexico.